is Wednesday, February 12th, 2025, 7 p.m. The meeting of the Upton Conservation Commission. And our first item is 7 o'clock, notice of intent from 236 Loveford Street, expanding a parking lot, continuing from December 11th. So Mary, take it away.
All right, well, we have Dale McKinnon here tonight from Gary on Hanlon, and I will share my screen and let him talk about the changes.
Good evening, everybody. Last time I was here, we presented this plan. And we needed to get approval from the reviewer for the drainage. And we found that we had to raise the proposed infiltration system 1.5 feet, which required us to, what we did is it became too steep to transition down to the other parking lot. So we've taken off 5 parking spots off of this corner of the area. Everything else has remained the same. And we received the approval from the planning board last night for the proposed set of plans that we have before you this evening. If you recall, the intent of the project is to take the new parking lot, a portion of it flows to the catch basins in this area. And then there was a portion that would flow across the existing parking lot. And what we had proposed to do is take out some impervious area on that side of the parking lot so that we'd make up for the additional asphalt that we were adding that wasn't being captured by the infiltration system. With the removal of those 5 parking spaces, we left everything else the same so that we're more than adequately sized to handle the differential in water quality and things of that nature. So the proposed project is for a parking lot. Mary asked that we adjust that we take care of the Japanese knotweed, and we propose that on the plan. And there's 2 existing basins that haven't been properly maintained since the last time this was brought in. I think it was 2015. So the proposed project has taken the original requirements for the O&M. We have a different owner now, so that we can the order of conditions will go forward to direct her so that she maintains this thing properly. So that's my presentation. We added a catch basin. We not added a catch basin. We were asked to make it a double grate, so we made it a double grate, and we were asked to add a portal, an inspection port for the chambers, and we've added that, and you can see that this comes to the surface at those 5 locations. So that's the changes that have been made in the site design, and ask if there's any questions of the commission.
Well, thank you. Mary, any questions from you?
I think I was looking at it this afternoon. It seems like you took care of all the issues. Did you look at the DEP?
I don't recall what it is right now. Could you?
Yeah, I can pull
read
that up
that?
actually. Let's see. The DEP comments were portions of the site with existing impervious surfaces may be considered redevelopment and need to only meet the mass stormwater standards to the maximum extent practical, while also providing an improvement to its existing conditions. Portions of the site with newly proposed impervious surfaces must meet the standards fully. Applicant addresses newly proposed impervious surfaces in terms of standard 3 and 4. Applicant should provide for calculations for portions of the site where existing impervious surfaces will be altered to demonstrate with compliance with standard 3 and 4 and propose improvement to existing conditions.
Yes, so we provided that. that was reviewed by the Stantec.
Okay, great. Right, and then test pit data should be provided to Mass DEP.
Well, I assumed, I didn't realize we had to go directly to Mass DEP. Usually we just provide it to the commission.
Okay.
And
that was why
that
the-
information is on the plans.
And this is why you ended up raising the parking lot because of the 2-foot separation. That's why
correct.
the parking lot got raised.
Right.
Okay. All right. And then TSA, I'm sure that Stantec looked at that, right?
Right.
Yes, we looked at the O&M plan, so great. Yeah, and I guess, yeah, I think that was pretty much it. So for the removal of the invasives, probably we'll have some conditions about, you obviously remove it 1 year, but checking for a few years to make sure that
Right.
they're really gone.
And I would suggest that you have something in there for the, I don't know if you do that here, but to have the owner send in a yearly report or something of that nature.
Yeah, so the O&M plan requires them to send a yearly
Okay.
report on the stormwater,
Right.
and we'll have some kind of reports on the invasive species
Right.
management as well.
So invasive is not weed,
It's not weed.
it's not gonna go away.
I know, well, it's in the stormwater basin, so that's
Oh.
interesting. So they're gonna redo the basin.
Right.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, so they may be able to get it out
okay,
potentially. Hopefully.
lives to live.
One of the requirements is to mow that,
Thank-
so keep it down at least in that area.
Yeah,
Thank you, Mary. Do you have any questions or comments from the commission or the audience? Hearing none. Would you like to close your meeting?
Yes,
Okay, so can we have a vote of the commission to close, close the meeting and have Mary issue the order of conditions?
so
Let's
move.
go around the room. And a second,
Second,
okay. Chris, I.
Aye.
Alan, I.
Marcella, I.
Dan and I.
Mike, aye.
Sandy, I.
That's a unanimous vote of the commission, and Mary will get in touch with you when the orders are complete. Thank you.
thank you very much.
All right, thank you.
Have a good evening.
I know.
Okay, we have about 7 minutes before our next meeting. So, Mary, what should we talk about next?
All right.
7 minutes.
We can start with agent report. Okay. So first thing really want to talk about, so 80 Prospect Street, and I didn't put any aerials up about this yet, but I was curious because I was looking at forest cutting plans for somewhere else. And then I discovered that they had a forest cutting plan. I thought that was interesting because that's a place that ended up clearing all the trees a few years later. But it turns out it was a different owner, so it probably wasn't like planned that way. But it may be something we want to look at in the future for all the clearing happened in 2020. It was about, I think it was 4 acres that were cleared. So I think we may want to write them a letter and ask them to do a stormwater permit after the fact, or we might want to say it's been 4 years, but
Why was it clear?
they ended up putting a riding arena in.
I couldn't remember, all right.
Right, so it's,
Yeah,
Yeah, and
anyway, yeah.
and it is kind of, there's potentially wetland nearby there, that's the thing. May or may not be, it's hard to tell.
Is it up towards the top of the hill or is it?
Yeah, so if it's on the top, that gorgeous kind of new house with the fields next to it, so the clearing is way in back,
Okay,
it's that place.
so you have to do stormwater for like a riding ring and stuff?
You have to do stormwater for our old law, I believe it was anything more than an acre. So that's,
And the riding ring is bigger than an acre.
they cleared an area bigger than an acre.
Oh, okay.
So they got like grass, they basically have riding ring and grass. And so I mean, it may be that it's not that big of a deal, but I mean, technically they should have gotten this. All right, so our GIS intern has started, Jack. And he seems to be doing pretty well. I talked to him yesterday. And I was gonna send an email out, but if you have the GIS login information, you can kind of see a few of the things he's done, because he is storing it in there, and it's under content, it's not under gallery. So if you know what I'm talking about there. But I'll try to send an email out about that if you're logging on to the GIS. He seems to be doing okay. So we had sent a letter for 154 West River Street about manure piles, and she called me and apologized and said she doesn't usually check her town email, and she knows that the piles need to be removed. And so we agreed that she would try to get them out by the end of April, sooner if possible, because everything's frozen now.
No pile shouldn't be.
Yeah.
That's
It's true, but I'm not sure if they're actively adding to them. Maybe they are. Maybe they are. Anyway,
I suppose.
yeah, who knows? Anyway, she's gonna try and get it out of there. And website, so stormwater, so having the Zero Puddin Street got me thinking about the stormwater bylaw and getting the update, because we have this new bylaw, and I didn't have any of the information on the website, so I tried to fix that up. I'm not sure I'm super happy with the forms that they made, but we just gotta go with what they made to start out with. And I think we do need to change the fees, or we don't have to, but the fees are for a very minimal project, 1,500 feet of disturbance. They want $500. It seemed excessive to me, and 1,000 for a bigger one. And I think we should just go with 100 for the smaller and maybe 500 for the bigger. 500 would be for like a single family house. That kind of matches the NY thing. And I thought maybe we could do, we could even add a second level to the bigger one, if it's more than, 3 acres or something, make it higher.
More than one house or something.
Yeah.
Mary, has the Attorney General approved the bylaw? The
Yeah,
changes?
it's been approved since like August,
Oh.
so it's on the books. Yeah, it's approved. And I know we still need to kind of run some of the reg changes through a public hearing and get that. It's at least, at the very least, probably the fees, because the way the bylaw, they have the fees in I guess the fees were in the regs that we adopted. We didn't change anything. We just adopted them because we had to. So. And then we had 2 applicants for the assistant planner that we interviewed on Monday. So that was really good. Both of them were very good candidates. I think the town is making an offer on one. Fingers crossed that she will accept. Both young women graduating this year from college. So the downside is they might not be able to start till May.
What does the assistant planner do?
So it's basically Grace's job.
Okay, so
They
she's gonna be the
upgraded
new
it.
Grace, is that it?
It's a new Grace. They upgraded the responsibilities so that they may have a little bit more planning, like review and
Okay.
stuff. So it's a little bit better than being a clerk.
Okay. I was just curious.
And that means more pay. So it's a pretty nice entry level job if you're coming out of college, I think. It's nice. So now 7:15. I don't know if our 75 Elm Street is gonna show up or not.
And that's a request for determination of applicability for filling in backyard remove of 20 pine trees. And it's continued from January 23rd.
Yeah, that's right. I called him today and, but I don't really expect anything necessarily because he said that he had hired a wetland scientist and just waiting on their schedule. So I almost wonder if I should call him and say, can we just close this out? Because we kind of said yes on the trees and just have him, submit, because he's probably gonna need an NOI for whatever. Or we can leave it open, because but a determination that you're not really supposed to continue on and on like this. It's supposed to be done in 21 days. And this has been since October or November. So maybe we want to continue it one more time and just have him refile, or I don't know.
That sounds good. Continue it one more time.
Yeah.
And then-
I would continue. I mean, we have a reason to keep it going. That's called winter,
That's true.
frozen
That's right.
ground. So
Yeah.
we can't evaluate the soils until spring.
Yeah. Makes
Okay.
sense.
So Mary, when would you like to continue it to?
Middle of March.
Sure.
The-
I don't know what that date is off the top of my head.
Our next meeting is February 27th.
Yeah,
Do you want to go till March?
it would be March 12th.
Okay.
And our next meeting is actually, I made a mistake on the agenda. It's the 26th.
Oh, okay.
I fixed it somewhere, but I guess I didn't fix it here. Somewhere.
So you want to do March 12th?
Sure.
And
sounds
what time?
Maybe make it 7:30 or something.
Okay. Okay, we have a motion to continue this hearing.
So move. Second.
Okay, let's do a voice vote. Chris, aye.
Alan, I.
Marcella, I. Sandy, I.
Ann and I.
Mike, aye.
Okay, so let's continue until March 6th, 12th, March 12th at 7:30. So hearing that, what's the next that we should do there?
All right, the other update, about crosswinds, I contacted Eastland again, and they're going back and forth with town council. Town council thinks they need to revive the LLC, Eastland's convinced they don't need to, I said they just need to talk to each other. The lawyers need to work it out, so they're talking supposedly yesterday, I haven't heard an update. But I think what was interesting is, Chad Boardman, I guess he's the head of Eastland, he thought that the certificates of compliance for that were all set, which they're not, and so he's anxious to get that taken care of and cleaned up. Which is,
Mary, I know that they said that they can't do anything about the other end with the point.
right,
But I sent you some information. Could you forward that to town council just to see if they agree that there's nothing we can do?
sure, yes. I will do that.
Because there is some language in the deed, which depending how you could interpret it, might allow an easement to be modified.
Right, and they were saying, well, it wasn't a part of the order of conditions or the,
It was an oversight,
or the planning board, decision, but
it was an oversight, and
Yeah.
anyone with any, if they want to be, if they're not, anyone who wants to be reasonable has to admit that that was an oversight.
yeah, I would say so. That's for sure. Yeah, I'll forward that along.
Thank you.
Beyond
Thank
this-
you. And how about our meeting minutes from November 13th?
Yeah, they're all set. I got a few comments and incorporated them. I if you guys are ready to vote on them.
We have a motion to accept the meeting minutes from November 13th, 2024.
So moved.
Do we have a second?
Second,
Okay, let's do a voice vote. Chris, aye.
Tom, I. Alan, I.
Marcella, I. Sandy, I.
And I.
Mike, aye.
Excellent, a yes vote of the commission. And how about, any documents for us to sign?
There aren't any tonight. There certainly will be by next meeting.
Okay. And how about expense voucher?
Yes, there is an expense voucher. So it's for plowing, snow plowing at Rockwood Meadows and mileage.
Bill, did who got billed for the medallions that we purchased?
Those,
I
those,
did, and I thought I had forwarded the bills to Mary.
you probably did, and I remember seeing it, so I either did not put it on here. I might not have put it on here. I can redo this.
No, we can deal with it next time. I was just making sure that it got submitted. So
Yeah, actually, Kenny's on vacation. Nothing's going to get done anyway for a couple of weeks. So
yeah,
Well,
don't worry
next
about it. Let's
meeting's
just
fine.
vote on the existing.
Okay, you have a motion to vote on the expense voucher as submitted.
So moved. Second.
Let's do all in favor. Chris, aye.
Tom, I. Alan, I.
Marcella, I.
And I.
Mike, aye.
Is Sandy on now?
Yes,
Okay.
Sandy, I. Sorry.
Okay, thank you, that's okay. The yes vote of the commission. And how about financial update?
There might have been something I was supposed to add to the obligations, which I didn't. And things haven't changed
Yeah,
too
the
much.
appraisal
The
for,
appraisal.
Fay Mountain.
which is 4,250.
And that's probably gonna come out of conservation fund or something.
Bill, is that the whole expense or expense of the town's cap?
That's the town's portion of the $8,500.
Thank you. And is it coming from the conservation fund?
It's Mike, I'll make a motion that the expense for the Fay Mountain Road, appraisal be, come from the conservation fund.
Okay, do we have a second?
Second.
Okay, let's do a voice vote. Chris, aye.
Tom, I. Alan, I.
Marcella, I.
Mike, aye? Didn't hear anyone.
Shannon, do you vote?
Oh, sorry, did it not go through?
I'm
having microphone issues. Sorry, yes. Shannon, I.
saying, okay, it's a minutes of the commission. We're all set there. And I think we have 5 minutes. So how about the open space committee report?
There's just two things to report. The town manager submitted my request to town council to review the documents we have for the Lake Wildwood land to offer for an opinion on whether or not town council believes there's access or not. And getting that done will probably help us advance the project. So I was happy to see that. The other thing is that you may have seen the owners of some land in Upton off of Puddin Road, which is off of West River, have offered to have asked whether or not the town's interested in acquiring it. Now it's a 14-acre parcel, and there's an acre in Upton and 13 acres in Northbridge. And I know they said in the letter that they intend to approach Northbridge as well. So, and that land is not in chapter. They're just wondering whether, before they put it on the market, whether or not the town has any interest.
Bill, I did check with Northbridge, and according to Barbara, who's on the commission there, they decided to pass on it. The Uxbridge Conservation Commission decided to pass on it. So one thought, Bill, would be contact the DCR. It looks like a interesting parcel for them. It's kind of a puzzle piece almost between two DCR parcels.
I agree, and I think before I can do that, but before I do that, I'll just confirm with the owner that they won't object if I do that. They don't object to me doing it.
Yeah, no, that sounds good.
All right, I'll take care of
Thank
it.
you.
Okay, excellent. Thank you. And we have 3 minutes. How about land stewardship?
Mike, nothing to report. We didn't have a meeting in February. Our next meeting will be in March. And there were no activities that I know of in the last few weeks.
Anything to add, Marcel?
Nope.
Okay, excellent. Now, 7:30 on Wilson 10 for 27 Clare Mill Lane, construction of a single family house and septic. So, Mary, can you please read the public notice?
Notice is hereby given in accordance with the Wetlands Protection Act that the Upton Conservation Commission will hold the following public hearing on Wednesday, February 12th, 2025 at 7:30 p.m. An NOI followed by Kevin Loviser for the construction of a single-family home at 27 Smider Mill Lane.
Hey everyone, it's Peter, you on? Peter LaVoy on?
Looks like he is.
Yeah, and he's gonna speak on this one and I'll just speak briefly about the next two, so get the Loviser hour here.
Yep, you guys are up.
Hi, Mary, can you hear me?
Yep,
Okay. Can I share the screen?
why don't you try? Hopefully that'll work.
Okay. Can everyone see that?
Yes.
Yep.
Looks good.
Okay. So good evening. My name's Peter Lavoy. I work with DNL Design Group, and I'm here tonight representing Loviser Building Corp. The project is located at 27 Cider Mill Lane. Cider Mill Lane runs along the bottom of the page. This is basically a 2.7 acre lot that will be divided into 2 lots, and this is the new lot one of the new lots that would be created. The other one is to the south of it, and it will consist of the existing house. So currently, the lot has a driveway coming off of Cedar Mill Lane, accessing the existing house to the south. We did have the wetlands flagged to the north of the property, and that was flagged by Ecosystem Solutions. So this new lot will basically be 99,000 square feet in size. It basically slopes from the left hand of the lot down towards the wetland. That's how the lot slopes. We are proposing to put in a single family home in the center of the lot. We are going to use the existing driveway for access, so no driveway for this lot will have to be cut in. We're going to use the existing driveway. The existing house will have a new driveway, but that's out of the 100-foot buffer. So we wanted to use this existing driveway that would come in and go to the single family house. Proposed septic is in the back of the lot, basically to the west. That's roughly 140 feet away from the wetlands. The proposed house is 56 feet away from the wetlands. We do show wattles and silt fence along the existing driveway, and then it goes towards the 30-foot no disturb and runs along the 30-foot no disturbed, and then goes up towards the back where the septic is. We also are proposing, I think it's 6 bounds along the no disturb on that no disturb line. We do show a proposed well to the left of the garage, and that meets all the setbacks that the Board of Health requires for a new well. That's basically it. We're not disturbing any area within the 30-foot. We're not filling any wetlands. That's it.
Okay. Peter, did you get a DEP number?
For some reason, I don't know why, I looked it up and I sent them, I submitted 3 and only 2 got DEP numbers, so I'm gonna have to contact them tomorrow.
Okay, thank you. And Mary, what's your opinion?
I thought everything looked really good. Only comment, and this isn't necessarily required, but just if the foundation drain outlets close to the 30-foot no disturb, just wondering if a small rain garden could be installed there, but it could be that you guys are okay with leaving it like that. That's just a suggestion.
Okay, any questions or comments from the commission
It's Mike.
or the audience?
It's Mike. The wetland markers, I don't think they're shown on the plan. The actual locations of the 6 markers. Are they, Peter, or am I missing something?
I don't think they're shown on this plan, but I think they are shown on the plan that I submitted, because in Mary's staff letter, she does call out the 6. For some reason, they didn't show up on my presentation. I wanted to print this out in some color so you
Okay,
could see.
Okay. If Mary's happy with the locations, that's fine.
I mean, if she's not, we can move them wherever she wants to at the end of the project. So
yeah, I'll leave that to Mary, and I wouldn't be opposed to a rain garden. Might be nice.
I can talk to my client. I mean, we have to wait. We have to continue this anyways. So I can just talk to Kevin and see, you know, I'll have to see where the foundation drain is and see what I can do for some small, like, settling pond with some stuff in, some plants in it. That's fine. I can talk to him.
Okay, thanks, Peter.
Yep.
This is Amy. can the locations of the files be on these plans next time?
Yes, I did,
So I would,
bounds are on the plan that he submitted to me, so that the bounds are fine.
okay, perfect. So, any questions for us here?
I don't have anything to add.
Okay, so our next meeting is March. Actually, we're going to March 6th. And unless you want February 26th. February 26th. At what time, Mary?
Let's put them on at 7.
The 26th at 7?
Yeah,
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Nope, thank you.
Wow. We're staying through these. Then 7:45.
yeah, you guys are flying. I should have lined them up 5 minutes apart.
Never happened.
Oh,
Like
you're challenging
Peter
us.
though. Peter, I didn't see the D numbers for the other ones. Did those come in on an email?
No, I didn't. No, but they did show that they received them, but they don't have DEP numbers.
Oh, there's no DEP numbers for any of them,
Yeah,
right?
no, for all three that I submitted, there were no DEP numbers, but they showed that they received them on the 6th, and I sent Cider Mill the same day, so I don't know why that one didn't show up.
Oh, it didn't even show up. Okay,
No, it didn't even show up on the list.
okay, that's weird. Yeah, because we actually got a DEP number for one that's on the agenda for 2 weeks from now. I don't know how that one went through so quickly. I was like, who knows? They must have an inside line.
Maybe.
It's sure the good thing is they'll all probably come in at the same time.
Yeah, they probably will.
What exactly is a rain garden?
It's like a depression that's, like if you have a pipe, like say your foundation drain, you aim your drain into that depression. And the idea is you just put like plantings in it, water tolerant plantings that, kind of collects, kind of infiltrates it without being a very complicated system. That's the idea.
Thirsty plants, plants that are thirsty.
Yes.
Yeah, in a depression.
There's a really nice, if you ever go to Mass Audubon in Worcester, Broad Meadowbrook, they put some really nice ones in there. It's a really nice system. You can actually see how they have it all piped and comes from the driveway and from the roof, and it's really nice. Theirs, of course, is beautifully maintained with all their volunteers.
Good for the next meeting to stop.
Yeah.
7:45.
I guess I can pull up my plan, which shows the bounds, if you guys want to see that.
Yeah, I'm sorry to crash in here. I'm here for the last segment. I bought 18 Kiwanis Beach Road.
Oh,
So-
great.
So that's,
Oh, great,
I
excellent.
just want to hear what Marcella should have done, or is going to do. And if I could put a dock in.
Oh, yeah, well, we can talk about the dock. So the no disturb markers, he has them pretty small, but there's like here, here, here. It's got like 6 of them all along here. I'll just zoom in. I can't move the screen.
That wasn't that helpful here.
That one right when you turn on to Cider Mill, right on the right. There,
That one's actually,
or is that a new one?
this is a new one.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. Yeah.
and that one is more than 100 feet from the wetland. Yeah, so bounds are right there. But yeah, for your dock permit, you need to go through the state for that, chapter 91. And you may have to do a determination with us. It's like a joint process, a determination with us and go to the state.
Knock down any trees when I'm putting it in, right?
More trees down.
I didn't think there were 21 or whatever cut down, but then I was walking around, I was like, yeah, maybe. You might have counted them right.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you should see pictures of what it was like before. You couldn't really see the lake.
Hey, I did just weeks before, because we saw it in like September, October,
Yeah.
before we bought it in December.
Okay, 745, but notice intent for 45 Main Street. Installation of a lawn drain and grass swale.
All right, the notice is hereby given in accordance with the Wetlands Protection Act that the Upton Conservation Commission will hold the following public hearing on Wednesday, February 12th. At 7:45 PM, a notice of intent filed by Andrew Pickering for the installation of a lawn drain and grass swale at 45 Main Street.
I can, if Mary, if you don't mind, I can just talk quickly. Hey Pete, it's me, Dave. I can just talk about this one, the next one. The next two projects are, Kevin Lobiser he's not the applicant, but we're doing all the work and we've done the design work for it. They are two abutters to our kind of 47 Main Street, 40B. They're not, connected to our project and all. They're not in any kind of our systems. It is just two pre-existing conditions that we kind of told the ZBA we were going to try to do. We're going to try to help the problems on each of the site as we're trying to be good neighbors. On Forest School Street, we've already planted some trees for them. So these, we're not asking these neighbors for anything else. We're kind of just doing it out of his own pocket. So that's what me and Peter are here for the next two projects. So he can kick it off. We're doing 45 Main Street first, right?
Yep, so I will share my screen. Let's see. Okay, so just for the record, my name's Peter Lavoy. I am presenting this project for Pickering Funeral Home. I did not do the design. Land Design Collaborative designed it, but I am presenting it to the commission, and I filed a notice of intent on behalf of the owner. So currently you have, I'm looking at the existing conditions in this area here. Currently you have, there's 3 buildings on the property with a large parking lot in this area here between all the buildings. There is an existing drop inlet or lawn drain here and here. And then we also have an existing catch basin in this location here behind the building. So basically when any large storm event, rainfall currently now, if any rainstorm events happen, the water comes in the wetlands located in this location here. The water comes through the wetland, comes across the parking lot, and it's like a stream, or it's a pretty heavy flow, sheet flow that comes right across this parking lot and goes into this catch basin here, and then goes into the wetland that's located in this area down gradient. So what they have designed is they want to install another drop inlet closer to the property line back here near the building. They will then pipe it to the existing drop inlet that's located in the lawn area here. And then they'll also do like a trench drain. So the top will have pea stone and then the pipe will be in crushed stone. So any sheet flow that misses the drop inlet will go into this trench, down into the ground, and then it will go and be collected with the perforated pipe that would be located in that trench and bring it towards the drop inlet prior to it going to the wetland to the south. So the reason why we're doing this is to stop that sheet flow across the parking lot, which, you know, has silt in it, has, you know, cars leave some oil. So we're trying to prevent that. Also, that'll also make a better situation by installing this. The work is within the 30-foot no disturb, but it's all lawn area now. There is no vegetation. There's no you know, brush or anything. It's just grass. So that's why they proposed it in that area. They are proposing erosion control up gradient around the wetlands. That's that pink line or red line that wraps around the wetland at the top. And then they're also proposing erosion control along the edge of pavement. So when they do dig that trench, they don't want any overflow onto the parking lot and then that flowing into the catch basin. And like David said, you know, we are involved and we are presenting it because that was what we told the ZBA that we would do through the process of the 40B that was proposed at 47 Main Street, and that's why we're here. But if you have any questions, I can try to answer them.
Mary, any comments?
I just was wondering, it looked like maybe 2 trees might be in the way, not that that's a huge deal, if any trees needed to be cut. And I can show you some of the pictures if people want to see them. I'm gonna steal the screen share, Peter.
Okay, no problem. I can stop.
All right, so I believe this is the area where the proposed work is in here.
Yes, yep.
And the existing catch basin. And this is looking from the other side. So it looks like these 2 trees might be in the way. I'm not sure, or maybe it's going closer to the parking lot. I wasn't sure about that.
I think it might be in front of them because you can see the swale that you can see the little ditch that's coming from the wetland up gradient. So if you look to the right of those 2 trees, you can see that.
Right there.
Yeah, that
Yep.
right there. So they want to put that drop inlet right where it comes into the grass, you know, right out there. So I think those trees will be fine. But, you know, when they start construction, we can stake that drop inlet and then we can make sure that we don't affect those trees. You know, if they're in the way, then I guess we'll let you know.
They may, yeah, I'm just curious if they would be in the way.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep, and then there's another swale behind this is just staying the same. Just people to see what's on the property. It seems like they must have a lot of water problems here.
Yeah, I think the previous owner tried to resolve some of the runoff coming from the woods with this trench. And I think he brought that trench all the way up to the side where, you know, a little bit further away from where we want to put the drop inlet. So it's not working. You know what I mean? The runoff bypasses that trench.
Yeah, and then here's the outlet. People can see on the other side of the parking lot, just with almost an intermittent stream going out from the outlet where everything's draining into. Yep, no, everything looked good, erosion controls. It looks good. Peter, do you think DEP is gonna want a stormwater report for this for this project?
I don't think so. I mean, it's an existing condition and we're making it better.
That's
We're
kind
not,
of what I,
we're not proposing any additional impervious. We're just trying to collect it
Yeah.
and stopping the runoff from crossing the parking lot, which collects all that silt in that one catch basin. Probably gets a lot of, and it's probably not really maintained. They probably, you know what I mean? So
Right.
this should stop that. I think it's a better situation now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it looks good.
Thanks.
So do we need to continue this one until we have a DAP number?
Correct. We would have to continue this.
How about February 26th at 7:05?
That sounds good.
Do we have a vote to do this? We will vote.
So moved.
Okay,
A second? Okay, voice vote. Press I.
Alan, I.
Marcella, I.
Shannon, I.
Sandy, I.
Mike, aye.
Okay, continue until 2:26 at 7:05. And we have, I think, 2 minutes for 6 School Street. So. RP, are you have plans for this one? The 6th School
School
Street,
Street.
right?
Yeah, this is Peter again. Do you want me to go ahead and read the notice? Chris, or you want to wait a few minutes?
You have 8 minutes, okay. How about we get the plans up first?
Okay. Peter, you want to put the plans up for that one?
It's a nice plan with all the vegetation outlined.
Which time do we have?
Supposedly 6 more minutes. Yep, everybody take a break. if you- I think both of these sites are kind of interesting because the wetland's actually a little bit higher than both the funeral home site and the house site on both of these.
Wow.
Which is why there's probably flooding issues.
Are they perched water tables or does everything was built below it?
I just think that the wetlands, you know, because they're up gradient and groundwater is kind of, you know, perched, like you said. I don't think that there's no boundary or the water just flows through it. There is no channel that directs it to the north, because north of these 2 lots, there's an intermittent stream that runs down to School Street. So it just seems like because of the slope of the site, it just flows right down, and then
Oh,
this yard has a depression in the backyard. And like Mary said, it's down gradient, so that's what happens.
Yeah, the two I looked, you could see pretty clearly the two properties to the north have some kind of like a drainage ditch going along the back of their property just to keep the water from going in, but this one doesn't, so.
So our next meeting, everything's gonna be 5 minutes apart.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Chris.
No, it's not. I can't anticipate that. No way to anticipate.
Tom's back, we can probably at least start reading the minutes, right?
You know, I read them very slowly.
Okay,
Hey.
all right.
Yeah.
Notice is hereby given in accordance with the Wetlands Protection Act. The Upton Conservation Commission will hold the following public hearing on Wednesday, February 12th at 8 p.m. A notice of intent filed by Daniel and Megan Lacasse for construction of a grass swale at 6 School Street.
Okay. Now, Pierre, do you want to defer this one to us?
Do you want me to present it?
Yes, please.
Okay, so for the record, my name's Peter Lavoy, work with DNL Design Group. This is another site that we had promised the ZBA that we would help the neighbors from 47 Main Street. So this parcel in the back of the houses, here's 6 School Street, and we didn't locate 4. But 4 School Street is, I think, roughly in the same area. I think they're back the same distance. So you can see right on the property line, there's a 315 that runs along right here. So basically the wetland, and even outside of the wetland, slopes towards this depression. And then this depression kind of fills up, I think all the way up probably to like 316. But this depression here fills up. So what we want to do is we want to resolve this issue with the backyard, and we want to fill in this depression. So we're going to take that 315 and we're going to fill it basically 2 feet, 2.5 feet. So it's going to be 317.5. So now this water will slope away, and then we want to create a swale along the back here and have it go out towards here. And then in this area here is where there is a intermittent stream that flows down towards School Street. So all this work, this grading in the backyard, is outside of the 30-foot no disturb. Right here is your 30-foot no disturb, and then this is your 100-foot buffer. So basically we're basically just grading out a swale along the back so we don't affect anything else in their yard, and just directing the water where it would go to once this depression fills up. Once it fills up, it does kind of find its way to the front yard, or it just infiltrates into the ground. So we're just trying to get rid of that ponding in the back of the 2 houses. That's basically it.
Okay, thank you. Mary, what are your comments?
Peter, do you have erosion controls on there?
I don't, because the wetland was above gradient of the work, but just noticed I could put some erosion control, back where it says concrete walk to that tree where the vinyl fence is, because there, you know what I mean? There is a wetland down gradient. I could add that if you want.
Yeah, that makes sense, kind of, yeah, just wondering how close you're gonna get to that intermittent stream, like maybe 20 feet away or something?
Yeah, I think it's around 20-25 feet. Yep.
Yeah.
I can add erosion control along that side, the north side of the property, and have it come towards the garage.
Do we have any questions from members of the commission or the audience?
Is there a house
Yeah.
at 0 School Street? Is that,
I don't think so, no.
okay, so has,
It's just a,
have you talked to the owners of 0 School Street? You know, they may, just let them know they might be getting some more water.
I have not talked to them, but I can, David's there. David would be the person that would go out and talk to them. I know that, I know it's vacant and I know there's pretty big, pretty, I don't know, there is a stream there over
Mhm.
there.
Yeah, I can show the stream.
Is that lot buildable?
No,
Okay, well, okay. That's good, and they,
because I think also there's like a cul-de-sac that ran along the back. I forget the name of it, the cul-de-sac back there. All that water comes down and goes into that stream and runs down towards School Street. So you're getting all that water from that subdivision behind 47. Those two roads, I don't remember the names, but all that drainage is coming down and discharging at the end of the cul-de-sac, and then it goes into this stream down to School Street. So I think this water here that we're adding is very small compared to the drainage areas that's getting there already.
thanks.
Yeah, it'll probably be captured mostly in the screen here. And Peter, you guys are gonna have to take the fence down, right? Both sides of it, or?
I don't think the vinyl fence would have to come down, but I think that picket fence to get that swale through there might have to, that one little section, but I don't think the vinyl will have to. I don't know if that's a tree near the concrete patio or if that's oh, it says maple tree. So that maple tree, if you have a picture of it, that maple tree is not going to be touched. That would stay.
What, this one here?
Yeah, the
Or
one
ma-
right here that says 24-inch maple.
Oh, I gotta.
That one,
I-
that one does not have to. That one does not have to be moved or touched.
That one there.
Do you want me to stop sharing? If you have pictures or whatever.
Did you guys see my pictures earlier?
Oh, you did. I
Yes,
didn't
you
see
did.
them.
You didn't see them because you were sharing, but everyone else saw them. Yeah, that was
Oh,
weird.
okay.
I overshared you.
Okay.
Yeah, I had one question here. For all the ones that you're presenting, do you have the green card? For the 27 Center Mill, 45 Main Street, and 6 School Street.
Do I have the green cards? Yes. No, I do have them. Yes. Yep. I thought I can get those to Mary. I thought I dropped those off, but maybe not.
Okay.
These are 236 Milford. Yeah. Are you here for this?
Okay.
Okay.
820.
820.
Okay. So, any other questions from the commission about 6th School Street? So, we have a motion to continue this one till February 26th at 10:10.
Okay.
Wait a second.
Second.
Okay, let's vote voice vote. Chris, aye.
Aye. Alan, aye.
Marcella, I.
Okay,
Sandy, I.
Ken and I.
The minutes vote of the commission to continue this till February 26th at 7:10 p.m. Okay, now we have 7 minutes until our minute is 18 Kiwanis Beach Road. Is this one yours, Peter?
Yes,
Maybe
this is mine.
Wow.
But
Leave
no,
me with you, Bob.
have a good night.
Thank you.
I can share the plan if you want.
Okay, sure.
Let's see.
Have you seen the plan?
I think I have it too.
How are you liking the house?
I love it. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, my wife and I were in Westburg. So we just moved a little bit southwest. I still work in Westboro, but yeah, it's
Peaceful, I
I
would
saw,
imagine.
is it pileated, pileated woodpecker
Nice.
in the tree yesterday or 2 days ago. It's awesome. It's
Yeah.
huge.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's great. I figured I'd stop in and say hi. My wife's down in Brazil, so I'm bored out of my mind. But yeah, no, we love it.
Hey, look. If you're bored to death, come to me.
Yeah.
And we have, I think, 7 minutes. So we talk about this.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's appropriate, but I was gonna ask I know we can't build anything there, but can you clean it? Can you remove debris and leaves? Can't touch it.
Yeah.
Anything. What about picnic table? You can't put anything. Nothing
Not
there.
past those. They've already went a lot
Yeah.
further than they're supposed to.
Yeah, well, it's, the way the bylaw is written, so that first 100 feet, there's supposed to be nothing, not disturbed
It
at all.
just says permanent construction, right? It's not temporary. You can't put
Yeah.
a chair there.
Yeah, it's, even the 100 to 200 foot, it was kind of iffy on putting a house in there. I think the main thing is, you guys were lucky to get the house in, and there's very little.
Similar issues.
Yeah. So, yeah, I know the original plan had a swimming pool in that area that got fixed.
Yeah, and he said there was a dog permit already.
I don't know that there is, I mean, maybe there is, I didn't research it.
Yeah.
Those
That
things
would
need to
come
get,
to us.
a dog permit,
I know
They
there's
have
no
to get a-
voters there, right? But-
We have to get our,
they have to get our approval, but the
Right.
state issues it,
right,
the dog permit.
Yeah, this person, I didn't talk to him. And Peter, nice to meet you too. I haven't, yeah, we haven't met. I'm Peter Crane.
Peter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, but I got the office next to the big living room with the total glass, so that's okay. I don't have to go out there. Not just to see it. I can sit inside.
You can see it all there. Nice,
And then
yeah,
they put the gravel path.
yeah,
What
yeah.
was that? What was that for? But
Well, that was part of, they asked for the gravel path and that was approved.
it was, yeah.
So that's where the
That's
dogs-
where the dog's gonna.
The dog's gonna have to go off the gravel path.
Yeah.
It's not going anywhere else.
Yeah. Yeah, I could have another one.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, the other thing is you know, the neighbors and stuff, that's, you know, they can't do all these different things, and that's why you can't.
Well, they already did them.
Well,
They were grandfathered, right?
Oh, some,
right, yeah, some of the older houses have
Right.
grass down to the lake, but those are grandfathered.
right, those are from a
A long
long
time
time
ago.
ago.
And junk lion next to the lake as well, right?
Yeah, maybe in a few spots,
Yeah. They're, you know, different sets and different codes and.
Yeah, understood, yeah. My wife's Brazilian too. I'll make sure she understands, but stuff to stop her from cleaning. She's gonna be.
Yeah.
Well, it's just think, it's the woods back there. Doesn't- And so, yeah, and when you go to, you know, in the fall raking leaves and stuff, like it'd be nice to have a pile somewhere else on your property, like closer to the road, not so much in that area.
Yeah.
So we can't touch any of the leaves or branches. You just let them lie there.
Like, yeah, I mean, I imagine there'll be leaves falling on your lawn from the trees, but yeah, it's supposed to be,
Yeah, just, it's supposed to be left alone. I mean, you can go in there and walk around and do stuff, but
Yeah.
you're not supposed to improve it or improve it.
Understood, yeah.
yeah. So, yeah, and when they do the planting in the spring,
Yeah.
that's gonna need some watering and stuff, I don't know whether, cause.
Yeah.
And they're gonna be checking every 6 months to make sure everything's going okay and growing and stuff. A 2-year process once they plant it.
Yeah. Sounds good. Thank you.
Well, Chris, is it almost time?
Yes, it's 8:12. So we can probably start Amendment 18 Quantis Beach Road 311 through 811 Restoration Area. So Mary, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, so I'll just read the public. This had a notice for it too. Notice is hereby given in accordance with the Wetlands Protection Act. The Upton Conservation Commission will hold the following public hearing on Wednesday, February 12th, 2025, 8:15 p.m. Amendment to DEP number 311-811 filed by New Generation Homes for the restoration of disturbed area at 18 Kiwanis Beach Road. And Peter, you want to describe this, or I can describe it?
No, I can do it. So for the record, my name's Peter Lavoie. I work with DNL Design Group. I'm here tonight representing Marcelo Alves of New Generation. We were in front of you, I want to say roughly 2 months ago, 2-3 months ago, because of enforcement order on the clearing in that first 100 feet off of Pratt Pond. So this is the plan that the commission had approved at the previous meetings. And one of the conditions was we had to file an amended notice for this project, and that's what this is. This shows those oblong shapes are boulders along the limit of work that we had adjusted through the process with the commission. So that solid dock line is the proposed limit of work or limit of disturbance. Then we added the boulders along that line, as well as some additional wetland markers or bounds. So the yellow area would be the area that has to be restored. And to the best of my knowledge, I think that's all that's left. The sprinkler system was removed in the areas where you can see the little red X's. The boulders were put in, and I think the bounds were also put in. And I think the only thing left was the restoration area, and that will be done probably in the spring because you can't do any plantings now. And that's it. I mean, I showed the walking path down to the pond like you were talking about earlier. That was approved. And if you have any questions, I can try to answer them.
Thank you. Mary, what are your thoughts?
It looks like he just updated the plan slightly to show the boulders and everything, and otherwise it's basically what we approved back in November. It just needed the formality of getting a formal amendment because it was updated plans, and that's basically why we're here.
Is there a list of what plants will go in there?
I did not put the list of plantings on the plan.
Yeah, that's included.
Yeah, there's
I think
three of us.
Mary Ann had a write-up on it.
Saying,
Yeah, we have that, and I can, Chris, I can make sure that gets in the amended order.
Okay,
Because, yeah, this plan just shows the restoration area.
thank you. Any other comments from the commission or the audience? So hearing none, do we have to continue this one too?
No, I have a DP number on this one.
Yeah, this one, we can approve it. I'm just showing the
Okay, great.
restoration and and so, you know, when they get ready to plant in the spring, I think since she didn't give exact locations, I think we talked about last time, just staking out the locations of where we thought they should go. And then like me approving that, and then they get planted, because obviously they're gonna have to put them in between existing trees, et cetera, to make sure that the plant, that they go in good spots. So I think Mary Ann was gonna work with.
So,
So we'll have some kind of checking in place for when the plantings go in.
so Peter, would you like to close this one?
Yes, I would, please.
Okay, let's hear a motion to close this hearing from the commission.
I'll move. Second.
Okay, let's do a voice vote. Chris, aye.
Aye. Ellen, aye.
Marcella, I.
Shannon, I.
Sandy, I.
Mike,
Okay, that's the advanced vote of the commission. So Mary will work on this and get to you as soon as you can. Good job.
Thank you very much. Have a good night.
You too.
Thank you, Peter.
Very nice to meet you, Peter.
Yeah. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, we'll see you around. Thank you.
We'll be in touch.
Yeah,
probably.
sounds great.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, next one is 0 Puddin Street stormwater permitting.
Yeah, so this one, we don't have to wait for the hearing because it's not officially advertised. Yay. And
Our
I'll just,
engineer's supposed to be, showing up on
yes,
Zoom or something.
I think I saw.
Oh, there
him
he is.
He's there. Yay. And maybe before you guys get started, I had put together some pictures of the site, which I was gonna share with the board. And then we can get started. So this is, there's a pretty big access road into the site. This is standing right where you can just start to see the opening. Looking at the site. And as you get further in, you see there's a bunch of trailers and vehicles, et cetera. And then a big open area that's been cleared. And you can see the large stockpiles of material. And I did want to ask you about this. This is between, if the road is up here, your crossing is near there. This is kind of between your developed area still in the woods. It looks like there may be an area of ponding here. Potentially a vernal pool, maybe not, who knows, but it's a depression certainly.
Oh, that, it's like a kettle pod.
Okay,
It doesn't get some water, but then it drains.
okay,
We've already had a botanist look at it and it said it doesn't
qualify.
support life or something like that.
Well, it's good you had it checked out.
A
we may
long
want-
time ago.
We may want to look at it in the spring just to see if there's anything there. It's hard to tell.
It's very
especially-
sandy soil, so it does drain pretty quickly. So it's a nice little natural detention basin.
Right. Well, yeah, and it looks, I was a little surprised, like if it was a vernal pool, it seemed like there would be a little bit of water in it now, which there's nothing, so it's dry, so. All right, so we had sent them a letter asking them to stop work because there was no stormwater permit on file. And I can pull up the aerial pictures as well. So this was in 2023, picture of the site. And this was April 2024, so the trees have been cleared. This is July. Starting to see some earthwork being done. This is how it looked in October. So, Mark Allen, Mr. Allen, did you have plans or something you wanted to share?
Yes. Hi, Mark Allen with Allen Engineering, representing Melody Needham. We have been working with Melody over the last 6 or so months, and we have taken over the project for civil site engineering, and then previously to that, it was Andrews Survey and Engineering. We have prepared a septic system design for an additional unit on the property, and we submitted that to the Board of Health a couple of weeks ago. And then we got your letter, the Conservation Commission's letter, January 23rd, 2025, which basically issued a cease and desist order. So we have then since sat with Melody and done a lot of history on the property that she's owned probably since 2014-ish. And we've gathered a lot of information, and we have found that she's attempted to exhaust all of her environmental issues, trying to stay out of the buffer zones, out of the riverfront area, out of the endangered species. She's filed a forestry plan with the state, and what the one permit that was oversought was the local bylaw, which requires that any land disturbance only over 20,000 square feet requires a permit through this commission. And for that's why we're here tonight. We've been made aware of that. I've met with Melody. She fully intends to abide by all of the hearing regulations and the stormwater regulations associated with the land disturbance permit. And we have begun the task of working on a plan and an erosion control and sediment control and stormwater management permit plan to be supplied to this agency, to this commission. So it's going to take a number of days and weeks to prepare that, but we wanted to let the commission know that she's ready and willing to abide by those rules and regulations. Like I say, she's attempted in the past to try to not be in anybody's jurisdiction, but it was just an oversight just by previous folks that there was a local bylaw that required any land disturbance over 20,000 square feet have this type of this permit be issued. So we've been working with Melody over the last couple of weeks to come up with a game plan for grading, for drainage, for stormwater controls, to slow any stormwater that may come off of the site. Her intention is to basically get the site to a fairly flat contour, to do farming in the future, and to utilize the land outside of any resources, wetland resources, outside of any sort of jurisdiction of the State Army Corps' 269 floodplain easement, and outside any of the natural heritage endangered species areas. All of that, which we are very confident that we've had mapped, she will do. So there's really only 2 permits that we foresee in her future, one of which is through this commission, which requires the land disturbance permit, and the second being once she applies for farming activities, she will have to go before the Zoning Board of Appeals for the raising of livestock on the property and that sort of that use as well. So I think this meeting tonight is sort of an introductory to say, you know, we're the new engineers on staff for Melody, and we fully prepare to comply with all the regulations associated with the land disturbance permit. And hopefully, you know, based on the public hearing notices and the abutter notification and all the plan work that we have to provide, we hope to be back before you at your next scheduled hearing.
Excellent. Thank you. All right, any questions?
Just one little correction about when it was purchased. It was purchased by my company in 1997. And then later on, I put it into my name when I decided to have it to be my homestead. So it goes way back. Sorry.
Yeah, and you know, full disclosure, Melody has been working on Moon Hill Road on the Northbridge Upton line for a number of years. She's been part of the project across the street, so she's, you know, wants to be a good neighbor. She's done work on abutting properties. She's planted sort of an orchard at the front part of the property. So all in all, you know, she wants to do the right thing. She wants to keep it very conservation friendly. And, you know, we look forward to working with sort of mitigating the stormwater that's going to come off of this area. Again, everything is outside of any wetland resource area. We just now know that we need to mitigate for the change of vegetation on site.
So Mary, what stormwater management needs to get done?
So basically, they need to get the stormwater management or the land disturbance permit. So we can't really review it until we have it. But since we issued the letter, that's why they're here. I did have a question though. How much material has gone off the site?
Yeah, wherever you were, Andy, I'm a resident, Rockwood Lane, but involved with Pine Sand. I'd say 5,000 yards. Tops.
And we're really not over digging. We're only taking off probably on an average of like 5 feet.
To the proposed contours for your
Right.
septic system.
Yeah. I actually have a to scale plan if you really want to see it. Of kind of the sliver that we're taking. Take a look at that. These are different things. Way back in 97, we're probably around 2000, I think we did aerials. And this is the area that we're talking about. And we tried it the no touch way, but it was too dense for aerials to be able to figure out actually what we had. But then we focused on the subdivision and some frontage lots. That's the history of that. And then this is what civil site engineering first came up with. The septic system was up there, but then we wanted it in a different spot. So we moved it down there. And again, it shows the grading kind of going up like that. And this is basically this cross section, this orange line. But scale it out. Kind of what it looks like. So this would be the high point. This is where one of the buildings is going, slopes down to the septic systems around here. And then it's just, I mean, it's practically flat. It's less than 1%. So there really isn't going to be a lot of water rushing off of this site at all. So, and this is the current finished grade. So basically taking this little taper out. And out here, we probably wouldn't dig it out once we get past, like 4 feet. I mean, we wouldn't even bother with it if it's less than 4 feet. So basically just taking this sliver out.
So,
And then redoing everything we saved all of the subsoil, all of the loom, so we'll put that all back.
yeah, so those piles that we saw in the picture, those are one pile?
Topsoil and some subsoil,
Okay,
and there's a little bit of sand in the piles.
okay, so, do you need to be permitted to take off gravel and stuff?
We'd have to, that's not
Oh, that's not us.
conservation,
Okay,
but
fine,
but
okay.
it could be
If
that
it's-
someone
Okay,
else in
that's-
town.
Okay,
If
that's
it's
not us.
construction related, which this kind of is, then it's not. Because the
Okay,
septic system's
If
down
it's not
here.
us, it's not
Yeah.
us.
Right, it's not,
Yeah.
Mary, this is Mike. Have you talked with town planner about this? Does this, I seem to remember there is some town bylaw that the selectmen are responsible for that has to do with exporting material from town. It may just be topsoil. It's been a long time. But have you talked to Mike about this at all to see if this
He was actually in-
triggers anything else in town?
He was actually in the office when Andy and I went and talked to the building inspector and the planner came over and they said, yeah.
Because it was a result of the proposed grades for the septic system, it had to be.
Okay.
So prior to any of that activity, we did approach the building inspector.
And the town planner.
Yeah.
So the 4 acre, what is 4 acres that have been cleared? Is that what it was?
Yeah, that's about.
And so that's going to be your
Not
farm,
counting like if you count
Right.
the driveway, then it's probably 5 acres.
but that whole area is going to be like your farm, is that what you're, is it
Yeah.
gonna be
A
pasture? or
house
is it-
and an ADU and a pasture.
Okay, I'm just curious, I just wanted to get an understanding, because,
Yeah,
you know, you're talking about a septic system.
yeah, this
You don't
is,
need 4 acres for that.
right. Right, but you can't put it in a hole either.
Right.
But yeah, that shows like where the coops are. He's got a revised plan, and it shows like a little house shed out here.
Yeah,
And then my daughter might want to have ducks and rabbits.
yeah, that's fine, I just wanted to get a better understanding, you know, the big picture there, because you're talking about septic, but
Right, right.
like, that's a little big for a septic.
Yeah, the septic system, I think, goes like right about there.
Yeah, I can share a master plan if you'd like on my screen, if I could share my screen. And we have a septic system that we submitted to the Board of Health.
Sure, that'd be great to see. Hopefully you can share.
Yeah, let me see if I can.
I see your screen, so that's a good sign.
There's something. It's septic system.
Yeah. So the parcel that we're talking about is about 23.86 acres. It's a big parcel. It's on Moon Hill Road in Northbridge. The town line is basically in this area here. So the area that we're looking at is in Upton. The parcel or the piece that Civil Site Engineering had designed and approved was a septic system for one house. And we came along and we're working with Melody now to do a septic system in this location here for the secondary piece. But the second sheet of our set sort of shows the limits of the work. This being the initial septic system that was approved, which started the clearing and the earth removal in this area. The finished grades are going to be such that they're very flat, you know, sort of a small crown across the property. The secondary unit in this location here, the farm stand and the ADU unit here. And then what Melody has done over the course of time has actually installed a wood chip sort of mulch berm around the entire limit of work, so as that no stormwater, you know, runs off site without getting some sort of filtration through that sort of mulch berm. So we do know what the grades are going to be, and we're working now with Melody to sort of create a swale system around the entire limit of work that's outside of any, you know, mapped rare species habitat, outside of any riverfront area, outside of any depression, which was earlier brought up, which is in this location here, so as to mitigate any delta of stormwater runoff between the previously wooded condition, which had some, you know, fairly steeper slopes, to a very flatter slope with new flatter uses that are going to have chicken coops and barns and sort of farm sort of structures are on the property. So we know what our task is. It was a little bit of short notice to get all the information in tonight for a land disturbance permit, but we are working with Melody to file that, the applications, get the abutters list, get the public hearing notice, get the operation and maintenance plan together, and all the necessary documents to come back to you folks.
Great, well, I think that's great. Looks like you guys are making good progress.
Are you able to share how long it might take to get that ready for another meeting or?
Yeah, so we're shooting for the next hearing. What's the next submittal deadline for getting the legal ads in the paper and information to the commission?
Yeah, so that you'd have to be pretty quick to get on the next one because the deadline's tomorrow at noon.
Okay, when's the next one?
Second Wednesday in March.
Yeah, so the next deadline would be the February 27th at noon. So probably get on the March. That would probably be a little bit more realistic.
Yes,
The March
absolutely. I'll
March
stay up
12th.
all night, but I know I won't finish.
So any other questions from the commission?
Yeah, this is Mike. I really didn't get my question totally answered. Mary, have you talked to the town planner about this?
We
Are they
have talked.
okay? Are they okay in terms of any other town bylaws?
I
Has topsoil been removed from the site? Could that be an issue? I just would like, kind of an independent opinion on those issues.
Yeah, I'll definitely touch base with Mike and Joe. I believe there's if it was, potentially being, sand was being removed and sold, then it should have had a permit through the Board of Selectmen, I believe. But I think that's probably the main, question. But right, so we'll check.
So will we wait until Mark has the things filed to put on the agenda?
Yes, we won't need to continue it because we'll wait for the submission.
Okay, thank you. So, any other questions? So thank you for giving us this information.
Yeah, about the cease and desist order.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
because we do, you have gone out there and looked at it and you have seen that substantial
Yes.
erosion control measures have been taken. And
So, yeah,
So,
you would like, you're
we
wondering if the
continue
board.
to work.
Okay. So the question to the board is, there's still a cease and desist order. Would you guys like to keep that in place until the stormwater permitting is in place? Or you would like, there is a berm around the edge, and I may have even caught it in a picture. So the applicant's asking whether the cease and desist can be lifted.
What would you be doing if it was lifted?
well, supposed to be building my daughter's house and she has a little boy who's supposed to be starting Waynesville Christian next fall. And the cease and desist order kind of prohibits me from being able to get
I don't
our
really-
site ready.
Yeah, I don't really have a problem with starting a home, but I'm a little concerned with the site work because we're talking about different permits and stuff being removed and different things I'm not clear on. It's just my opinion. I don't have a problem if you're starting the house structure itself, but I do have concerns if you're going to be doing more site work.
Would it be okay? Yeah, would it be okay with the commission if we cease and desist the removal of any topsoil or subsoil or material, but let the construction of the home continue?
For me.
I'm not getting rid of any of the loam.
For me, that would be fine.
Yeah,
I can't, the other member.
that would be fine with me too. Just no further removal until that issue is kind of looked at a little bit. The other question I have, just I mean, this whole issue started with the EPA asking Upton to look into this. Have you submitted a construction general permit with the EPA? Do you have that box checked? Mark, you know what that is.
I do, and in looking back, the previous engineers had not done that, so
Do you
that's
intend to
something.
do that?
Yeah, that's something that anything over 1 acre, which is a little bit higher than the Upton threshold, requires that the EPA get a construction general permit.
Right, right. So just that box should be checked too at some point.
Yeah.
But I agree with Tom, is as long as more material is going off site at this time, I would vote to lift the cease and desist.
I would agree with Mike.
What is the
as long
criteria?
as no other,
Lift down?
no more earthwork being done.
Until.
So
Well,
until
no more removal of material until after the permitting is complete.
Right. No material can be moved off the site.
I agree with Mike. I'm comfortable with the house being built.
You guys haven't
for
applied yet, though, right?
We're waiting for approved septic design, and we can get that.
right now, the work that was done previously, you probably could see from space. So that's a lot of work. So, does anyone else have a comment from the question? Okay, I agree as well. Mary, do we have voice vote?
So the motion is to continue without any materials leaving the site, is that correct?
So, yes.
Yeah,
motion-
lift the cease and desist with the condition that no material will be removed from the site until permitting is completed.
Okay.
Is that okay, Tom?
Yep, that's good.
Okay.
Okay, so we have a motion and a second. So let's do a voice vote. Chris, aye.
Alan, I.
Sandy, I.
Shannon, I.
You motioned, you second.
I don't.
Mike, aye.
Marcella, I.
That's unanimous.
Yeah.
So, Mary, can you issue a letter to that extent,
Yes,
please? Thank you.
so you'll have it in writing.
And thank you everyone for coming back in.
Yes, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Now we're behind 41 Mill Street.
Lovely project. Sounds like a nice project. Oh, yeah, I don't happen overnight, but I think we'll enjoy it when it comes. So
In some ways.
So Mary, 41 Milford Street. They're not gonna come.
Yeah, I had not heard anything from them. I assume because the ground's still frozen that Goddard has not been able to do the review. If I don't hear back from them like a few weeks after the ground's good, then I'll touch base with them.
So we put this on a future meeting. We could do it.
Yeah, maybe we should push it off till March. I'm not sure.
So, but March 6th, 7:20. Well, good job, you guys. With a large list of things. So, any other questions or comments? Mary, is there anything else we need to do?
I just have a comment about stormwater. Because I'm looking at the requirements for this stormwater permit, which we're asking them to get. And like the notice of intent that we just looked at for 27 Cider Mill Road, they have no stormwater implementation in there at all. And that's a notice of intent next to a wetland. And these upland projects require more review because of our new bylaw. They're requiring more review, and it just seems, it's bothering me because it seems inconsistent. But so I just wanted to say that. I don't know that it's an easy fix, but, and that's why I thought maybe a rain garden for 27 Cider Mill might be appropriate, because they need to, because for all of these projects, what they're having to do, what he's gonna have to do is do a whole stormwater report, the Mass Stormwater Standards, like you would for like a bigger NOI that requires it. So it's a little interesting that now that it becomes easier actually to file an NOI than to do the stormwater permit. So I'm just stating that. That's something that's that bothers me a little bit.
Noted.
How should we address that, Mary?
Well, you know, we can look at our stormwater permit, we can pull some things back on it, or we could maybe beef up the local wetland bylaw. I think those are the.
I don't know, Mary, this seems to be bothering you. You should probably take a stab at it.
I know. We need to hire another lawyer to make our. Oh, yeah, Shannon.
Yeah, there you go.
Soon, soon, not yet.
Shannon.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, you two talk amongst yourselves.
So
we'll I think a feel for it when we review this project in a few weeks. You'll see what Alan is putting together, and we'll see, you know, we'll be able to compare it to what we're used to looking at for NOIs, like, you know, the 27 Cider Mill. It really didn't do anything for stormwater, nothing Zilcha, which I think in the past has been okay. That's kind of something for us to think about. In Webster, they were a lot more into stormwater, but then again, it was a lot smaller lots. They're right on the lake.
Yeah.
So pretty much every house on that lake had to have a Cultec installed, but I don't know that that's necessary here. In fact, I'm not really a fan of Cultec, more infrastructure. I don't know that that's the greatest thing.
should we do a discussion about this topic on the 26th?
If there's room on the agenda, yes.
And on the 26th, we have at 7:05 with something in 7:10 and 8 o'clock. How about if we put this on at 8 for a discussion about stormwater versus NOIs?
And I'll try to put together, like, and I need to do this anyway for the website, just kind of a summary of the requirements that what we're looking at for these land use disturbance permits, so you guys can see what it is. Because anyhow, and then kind of what we've been requiring for our NOIs, so.
Okay, so 8 p.m. stormwater. Requirements. Is that sufficient?
Yep. Sounds good.
Okay. Okay, we want you to feel better. Okay, any other questions or concerns? Speak now or wait 2 weeks. Nothing else? Okay, do a motion to adjourn.
So moved. Second.
Okay, let's do a voice vote. Chris, aye.
Alan, aye.
Shannon,
Marcella, I.
Sandy, I.
Mike, aye.